Hey, my name's Conor Kerr, and I'm the author of the novel Avenue of Champions. Good question. I think right now the current social cultural climate around true histories, lived experiences, and stories of Indigenous peoples, and in my case, Métis peoples, is starting to break through into mainstream Canadian Western society. This is something, these stories, that they were intentionally hidden for generations. So I think it's important for non-Indigenous Canadians to learn more about how these intergenerational impacts of being removed from land, being unwelcome in territories that your family's called home forever, how they really affect youth. I think there are really two protagonists in the novel here. There's Daniel, who in my opinion is a whiny university kid, turned adult at some point in the novel, who he really sells out and he moves to the south side of Miskochiwaskahiga and Edmonton in an effort to become more middle classy. But then there's also Granny, who's truly the badass of the story. She's a moonshiner. She's turned the weed brownie dealer. She runs the show for the entire family. And she's got a really interesting story because she's coming back to the city from, the bush north of kind of St. Paul, Alberta, where her family had been forced after the Papaschase First Nation reserve land was stolen back in 1888 there. I think first novels are special because they kind of give the validation for the work that you're doing there. Like, I know I was really excited that I was able to complete something that I never thought I would. I've never been a person who can sit still for very long and to struggle to work towards my daily word counts. But this novel takes on so many of these important stories that I wanted to voice, to just get out there. The stories that my grandmother told me, that I lived through. People always talk like this book is nonfiction, like when I do interviews, but and I think that's a compliment, though it's definitely fiction. Like my granny never sold weed brownies. She just really kept it to moonshining the entire time. And now that the stories are out there, I can move on a bit. Like, they took me a while to really get into the stories, but now that they're out there, I can, move on, start working on other books. Like, I have another novel coming out called Prairie Edge. I'm really excited about that one. And I just wrote another book called Duck Blind, which we'll be editing here in the next little bit. But this one in particular, Avenue of Champions, like, it really gave me the confidence to continue to work as a writer, to continue to write those other books. And at the end of the day, I really feel like it helped validate my voice. This is a good one, but really just keep going. Like for this book, I sent this manuscript out to like every single publishing house I could find online that would take unsolicited manuscripts, sent it to a whole bunch of agents who had open submission dates, and I heard nothing back. Or I just, like, if anything, I got like a stock rejection letter, the classic one where that they didn't actually read the book. But I just kept sending it out and continuing to work on it and edit it as it came around. And then eventually I found a really good home with Nightwood Editions, and I'm pretty proud of the finished product here. Okay, so I read a lot of poetry. I tend to go there. So now I'm reading Swollening. Jason Purcell just came out. Person I know from Edmonton quite well, runs Glass Bookshop. And then I just picked this one up. I'm going through it right now. White Mouth Walking by Matthew Weigel. Dene Métis poets from, and I love a book with like the North Saskatchewan River on the cover. I'm very, sympathetic to that. And then I just got this in the mail, the new CV2 Sick Poetics issue. So I've been reading through that one. And I kind of always have Colson Whitehead's Harlem Shuffle built into the stack there too. One that I really highly recommend. But I'm really excited because I'm going to go to Massey Books later today and pick up Jasmine Seeley's new novel that just came out, The Island of Forgetting, and add it into the bedside collection.